Here are over 270,000 people around the world, everyday people just like you and me who said yes to an opportunity online. Today, they're traveling, connecting, growing together, and earning from anywhere. This isn't luck, it's community, it's proven system, it's movement, and now it's your turn. Join us live on the Freedom Stories show and discover how everyday people earn online. Maybe the next story will be yours. Join us now live.
Hello, 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 everyone. And we are live. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're connecting from. Welcome to our Freedom Stories show. I'm gonna start by introducing myself. This is Sunday morning. My name is Hyacinth. I am a wife and mother of five amazing children, originally from Congo and currently live in Ontario, Canada for many, many years. So the purpose of this live I'm doing once a while on this page is to show people that we are the biggest online business community out there. In our community, we are over 280,000 people around the world. So with that said, it means that we have a lot of successful stories in our online business. Okay. So this is one of the reasons why I'm running this show to show you the potential we have and also for you to meet so many other people that are doing the same business we've been talking to you for the last 4 years. For the last 4 years. Okay. So today I have another special guest who's joining us today. And so we're going to talk about being a mother with full-time job, and we were able to launch our online business. I know this is something so many people questioning, so many people asking themselves like, okay, is this possible? If I am a mother, I have my family and I have my full-time job, am I able to do it? So we're going to discuss that. You're going to hear from other moms who are doing this business successfully while still holding their full-time job. Okay, so just give me 1 minute and let me bring in our guest today.
Hello.
Hello, good
Hello.
morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy almost end of the month. I'm excited. What it is. Oh my goodness. Summer is calling because we're both in Ontario.
Yes,
Uh,
yes, we are. We are. Thank you so much for accepting my invitation today. I know Sunday is busy day, especially if you have a job, you have family. But thank you so much for being here this morning. So we're gonna start with introduction. Can you please introduce yourself to our followers?
Sure. I'm Anna, and I'm originally from the Caribbean. So shout out if you have anyone watching, of course. And I live in Ontario, Canada. I'm a mom. I'm the banking and educational industry, and of course, I am an entrepreneur in the digital space.
All right. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. So we're going to go right in. We're going to start with the first question, which is within your family and your job, how have you found time, or rather, how did you decide to create something on the side?
Honestly, it's such a valid question. Like, how would you create it? Because you have to, right? Because you have to. It's not that you don't have things going on. It's not that you aren't busy. Because guess what? We all have things going on in our life, but it's just what it is, or how. How do you want that change, and when do you want it by? Is it one day or is it day one? So for me, it's the flexibility, juggling that. And as of course, it's the month of May, so Mother's Day just rolled out. So of course, shout out to the moms, our parents, our caregivers. Of course, whether five or my one, you still have to juggle,
Yeah.
and it's cutting out that time. But one thing I am proud to say, and I don't take for granted, is having the flexibility with this business, right? It is
Mhm.
not as you are with your perceived role where you're working around that. It is having the ability to have the business around your schedule, not the opposite. And I mean, maybe that's not something that hypes somebody up, but for me, who have done, 3 to 4 roles, sometimes in one day in two different cities,
Mm,
sometimes having the ability to have that time to, okay, you know what, I can't do it right now. Maybe I can do this later. Maybe I have early mornings or late at nights, and that's okay because I rather put that in to go ahead and get things done. So that's kind of how
mm,
I fit it around. I mean, it's, of course, I'm sure you're already exhausted, you are tired, but the practicality is when you
mhm.
want something and you know that something is a positive reinforcement on your life, you make it work, right? And of course, you have the daytime, right? We're here in the daytime as well, but I've definitely had those late nights.
Exactly, exactly. Thank you so much. Thank you for that answer. You're right. It definitely the same. When we found this online business, I was just wondering if I'll be able to do it. So how am I gonna incorporate another program to already my busy life, right? But then you look the other side when, especially when you follow the training, the webinar, and then you see other people already doing it. You see other mothers doing it, and then you say, okay, so they are mother and they have full-time job and they can do it, so that means I can do as well. So you will find a way, especially if you know something it's going to help you in the long run, especially something you can pass on to your children. So you will find a way, you're going to find a way to work it out. As you talk about flexibility, this is one of the main one in this online business for us mothers, right? So it's business you can do to the park while your kids are playing to the park, right? So because all we need in this moment is your Wi-Fi and your phone. So we always go outside holding our phone on our hands. I don't think there's somebody else who you go outside, you leave your phone at home. No, you always have your phone, right? But you can still run your business around your children wherever you are. So that's one of the things. And thank you so much for that response, which leads us to our second question, which is, so what motivated you to no longer be satisfied with your current situation, meaning your job, and to seek something more?
I mean, I gave a bit of a hint, a preview, right? And the thing is, again, it's dependent on what it is that you are seeking. Because the thing is, you have to know what it is that you want, right? And for me, as I mentioned to you, I was working 2 to 3 roles, sometimes 3 to 4 in one day.
Mm,
And that was 2 to 3 hour commute. And I remember specifically a defining moment that to me it wasn't anything. I just like, whatever. My coworker was like, but you're spending 24 hours a week just commuting. And I was like, oh, okay. Cause I'm like, that's what we do. We come up here from if you're an immigrant and you work hard, that's what I'm aware of. You know that, hey, we come up, we work hard, you stay supposedly, loyal to that one company, that one role, you give it your all, and you hope for the best. You hope for the
yes.
best. You constantly upgrade, you constantly, whether it is, certifications, or
Mhm,
sometimes it is dealing with that professional certification or just education in general. For me, I actually
mhm.
first came up here as an international student. And
Oh,
that already was something in itself. So those who are aware of that for sure. But recognizing, right? Recognizing that, you know what? When I was nearing for my little one, motherhood, parenthood does change things. And
yeah.
it's like, you know what? I wanted to help my parents more. I wanted to have that time because it's not enough to just say, you know what, I can't make it or try to schedule. And I'm such a foodie, I gotta tell you. So I love hitting up the food festivals and all of this. And I couldn't, or I'm there like when it's the 5 minutes before it ends, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Working sometimes 7 days a week. So for me, I said, you know what, this pace is not what I want to bring someone else into the world, and they have to stay and remain at that. And I don't want that to start. Sure, for generations to come, it got better and better. But for
Mm-hmm,
this one, I'm like, I was in a season of prayer, and I said, you know what? Um, something has to change, and it's not
mm-hmm.
just praying; it's recognizing when options are available. So those are some little bit of moments to make me
Yeah.
change. Mhm.
Oh, wow. Oh, thank you so much. And I like what you say there. It's wanting more, right? So wanting more from what we already have. I know I had a conversation with somebody who contacted me for the business. He saw one of our videos talking about this opportunity. And then after answering his question, he was like, you know what? I don't think this is for me because I already have my good paying job, right? So for him, it thinks like, no, for people who are doing this business are people who are desperate and don't have a job, and then they're trying to do this business. No, it's not about that. This business, you can have your job, and nowadays job pays mortgage bills and little more than that, so you can go over past that. And you will see people struggling nowadays. They go over the credit card because their own salary it's only limited, so you needed more, you need extra to do more things, to travel, to help family more. In your case, you say you want to help your family, your parents more. So these are the things that pushes us to do more. And other things that people are forgetting is that your job you're holding now, right now, no matter what it is, you can be doctor, you can be engineering, you can be whatever. One is it ends, it ends, right? You cannot pass it on to your children. So it ends right there. You can never pass it to somebody else. So it's something you need to see. How much do you have right now? Do you need more? I think we all need more. We need that extra. And for our case, my husband and I, we did not want to work for somebody until 65. That is something we've been talking about before we even found this business. We were just asking ourselves, okay, is this something we have to do until 65 and then retire? Is there another way? So my dad came here as well as an immigrant, and then we came after him. He because he came here, he was old. He had to work until close to 70 years old, and it was really tough to watch. So it was really tough to watch for us. It was like, okay, so this is not good, especially with our winter here in Canada. You cannot do that until that age. So there's so many things that pushes us to go out of just what we have right now. Thank you so much. So let's go to our last question here today. What does this business concretely bring to you as mother or just as a woman in general?
You know what? I love that you brought up some valid points. It's actually one of my first, the question that I didn't mention. Growing up, I have always been exposed to having another egg in the basket, so to speak, right? We don't all put our eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen, regardless of the industry. You would think certain industries, which we have seen in the news, you would think they're set, they're good. That's a great career or role you should be in, and you're safe. You have that cushy
Mm-hmm.
one. And I've met many persons who are, and I get it. Maybe they're like, you know what, I finally got that role, that got that benefit, and all of those things. But I love and know that when I knew that this business offers multiple sources, that's not
Mm-hmm.
something I think about, because you could imagine thinking, well, I'm gonna go do delivery or whatever odds and ends you tend to do for your family, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't ever have to leave your home, in especially dealing with a place that has four seasons, as you mentioned, right? You don't have to
Yeah.
leave home. We've had persons in different. It's not just professionals, of course. It's not someone necessarily desperate. I would never, whatever situation they're handling, but to recognize that in one stop, I can have multiple sources. That's not something to sleep on, because here you have your role, then you're going to do this. But imagine pulling in what you need to pull from one business to have that pocket growth, and then utilizing that to diversify if you need to, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to have that, but I mean, wherever the time is money, right? We've always had that, right? And that's why sometimes you see certain persons or persons, celebrities or whatnot, maybe have persons doing this and that and delegating, because guess what, time is money. And for me, however long I have on this earth, it's
Mm.
important to me to spend it to who I want. And I can't just do that, because it's either you're going to lose the time with family because you got to keep working more, or you're going to have nothing, or limited funding because you want to spend time, right? And time and
Mm-hmm.
time, sometimes it happens. Unfortunately, it's not just, it just happens. Sometimes emergencies, and then people are like, wait a minute, I got to take care of my child now, or my parent or whoever loved one, and they have to take off time work, and know, they may not get that same sympathy. So it's always one to have something on your own, and that just always brings fruition for me. The beautiful, amazing community, of course. I have
Mhm.
got the pleasure of meeting you twice
Yes,
in
yes.
person, and I love it.
Mhm.
Love talking about places all around the world, within here, of course. So it's
Mhm.
just educating. It's giving me a geography lesson. And you know what? I feel like soon I'll be fluent in all these languages as well. But it's
Yeah,
just humbling the way God has changed so many persons' lives, and no matter the
mhm.
situation. And
Yeah,
there's no judgment. It really is humbling because some situations I was like, I don't even know how they got out of that. I don't know how they can motivate themselves to keep going. I don't
yeah.
know. At that rock bottom, I thought that was already even worse. It went even below that, and they decided to start this business. I didn't know how.
Mhm.
I didn't know when. I don't know, right? And of course, now they are reaping because you can't expect to reap without sowing, right? So
Yeah.
I am just too humbled with there's so much because I feel like we could go on and on, but it brings so
Mhm.
much to me as an
Mhm.
individual, as a parent, being able to not think about that loss of pay, to be around my child, around
Mhm.
parents, around loved ones, if it's something that is in need, and I can give that time and explore my passions more as
Mhm.
well. So there's so
Mhm.
much, but I'm not gonna go because what did it not do? So we're not gonna go there. I'll be here all day, and I want to ensure persons who are tuning in, they heard and understand. And of course, I know you got to get back to your Sunday. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you so much for that. And I like everything you said right there. And especially as mother, right? So we want that time with our children, obviously. And another thing is just to have a peace of mind. Because I remember before this business, I was on edge all the time. I was on edge like, oh my God, are we able to pay our mortgage this month? Are we gonna pay all our bills this month? Or asking, am I gonna be able to have enough to send back home? I am immigrant. I'm still have people back home expecting us to send something to them, right? And then there were some months where I couldn't. They will ask me, they will want me to send something and I couldn't, right? But now to just have that peace of mind, like, okay, you have that second stream of income that is coming in that can help you do more than what our salary give us. It's one of the kind. And also our community. I know you and I, Anna, have met a couple of times, right? We live both in Ontario, as she mentioned right now. We met a couple of times here, right? So just to go out there, meet all the successful online business in person, right? This is something that is also amazing. We met here, we travel to for our convention to just meet people we normally see online and meet them face to face. So another thing for me that really, apart from income and other things, is just my personal development, right? So I am a shy person, and I even remember when I found this opportunity, I was like, oh my goodness, am I going to do this? I need to start to get out of my comfort zone. But the more you get out of your comfort zone, the more you'll be comfortable doing it, right? So we cannot have everything when you're still in your own comfort. We need to get out of it. So this business developed me to be confident to do this, to do even this show with you guys, because it's something I learned through this business. So it's amazing. We're getting to the end of this show. It's a short and sweet and really nice information for you guys following us. And the last thing we have to do out there is for my sister Anne. What would you tell a mother out there who's still skeptical right now to join this community?
Absolutely. And I mean, to that mother or parent, caregiver, because for me, mothers, they went, and even though persons aren't always biologically, I mean, they have that place of it, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
surrounded by amazing women in our life. But you know what? It can touch on yours. Maybe you're thinking, how can I put myself out there, right? Or you're thinking, there's no way I can do this because I may am shy, like like you said, or
Mm-hmm.
the fear of what others is going to think will hold you back from your blessing. And I remember
Mm-hmm.
really early on for me starting this journey where even up to this persons are like, wait a minute, you're on social media. People couldn't even find me on social media before. That was not even it for me. You
Yeah.
can you could not find me. And here I am. And it's because one, it doesn't affect my morals or my values. You know, it's
Mhm.
not that I have to hide or
Yeah,
anything like that. It's that growth and being able, and I love to help people. So having that all three married together, why
yeah,
not? But it's recognizing, of course, that you know what, despite the fears or the things that are on my shoulder, it's what it is that I want for myself. Because the defining factor is you got to say what you want. It's, you know, actually sit down, say to yourself, what is it that I want? Is what I'm doing getting me there or is taking me further apart? Or will it take me that 30 years plus that we have to work in one role, right? One thing I've
Mhm.
seen is that it doesn't matter. You could probably think, oh, I'm on the cusp of that edge, whatever our age, whatever our background, the community has shown and humbling, as I mentioned before, you don't know what can happen to that one
Exactly.
role.
Yeah.
Having the
Mhm.
backup plan is necessary. Not even just having an extra source, multiple sources is always it. But if it
Mhm.
is that you're thinking, I don't want to do another program, you know, I don't want to do another course or education, I get that. I hear you from that part. But recognizing that you have full training available, it's not that you're thrown in the deep end because sometimes you start some roles and you're like, where do I start? And it's not with that, right? We have the mentoring. You have the beautiful, lovely coach here as well. So imagine mentoring and coaching, plus an amazing community that is not a dog eat dog at all. You feel the vibe every time. And of course, having access to so many resources available to you because guess what? It is a 24/7, it is a global business. So your
Yeah.
time zone, even though right now we're here, is different. So you know what? See what it is that you need to do, see for yourself and don't make assumptions. I always say don't make assumptions. I get
Yeah.
it, right?
Mhm.
Fear could either keep you in the same spot and next year is the same thing, or maybe
Yeah.
bit by bit. But for me, I never wanted to do the full 30 years like you said, having that ability or even have to return to the workforce after being you know, retired or anything. I don't want to put myself in that position. I wanted to have that time to
Mhm.
how I wanted to spend it, but also have fun and going out, be like living on air. So
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
so set it aside. Don't make any assumptions. Of course, reach out, find the question, see for yourself, but no assumptions. And
Yeah.
keep moving. Yeah, you don't know
Mhm.
the blessings around the corner. It may be for you, it may not, but no assumptions.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. So yeah, like you said right there, you need to have a backup plan, right? So there's so many people who don't have backup plan. Like this couple who contacted me like a year ago, they want to do the business and then somehow they didn't want to do the business right now. And then now they call me, husband have an accident, he's in at home, and then the wife, she was a stay-at-home mom, so she didn't have a job. So now they're both at home, right? So this is what I keep telling people: you have to have backup plan because life happens and it happens to everybody. So you need to ask yourself, if that life happened to you right now, that you can now go to that job, so what would you do, right? So we need to have a backup plan. So thank you so much, sis, for joining me today. Thank you so much for everybody who joined us live today and everybody who's going to watch this live. If you have any more questions, so reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to mentor you, to coach you, so you can be part of this amazing online community. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So bye bye and see